So the price increase for the Nintendo Switch 2 comes into effect in just a few days. On September 1st, it will be $50 more, or $80 Canadian, which is not a fun thing, but I believe Nintendo is doing something extremely smart with this, and we'll get right into it. But essentially, why is the price increasing for the Switch 2 is because of it's a wide variety of things, including the whole RAM shortage and, of course, tariffs. I believe that is still an issue nowadays, but basically doesn't really matter what the issues are. The issue is that the Switch 2 is going up in price, and it's a decent price increase. It's not as crazy as the PlayStation and Xbox increases, which I believe have happened, 2 or 3 times for both, at least twice for both, and they've been going up by, I think in total it's been probably $100 to $200 depending on the model. But right now the Switch 2 is going up by only 50 right now, which is, you know, it's never great, but you know what, it's not that bad. And you know what, I know the Switch 1 went up in price about a year ago, I believe, but Nintendo's been able to keep the Switch 2's cost down, and that's due to a wide variety of factors. And the one that I believe is the most prevalent is the fact that Nintendo actually makes profit on every console sold. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, every time Microsoft or Sony sells one of their consoles, they actually don't make a profit off of it. They might actually make a loss. They're hoping that you actually reinvest that money into games and all that, and that's where they get their money from. But Nintendo historically has always made a profit on every single system sold, and the reason they've probably been able to get away with not increasing their price for so long is because they've been able to do that. But I guess things have gotten so expensive to the point where even Nintendo has had to increase their price. And again, that price increase comes into effect on September 1st. So you've got a few days, less than a week, probably 4 or 5 days. So if you have the capital and you're interested in buying one before this increase goes, then I highly suggest you do it, because honestly, I feel like the Switch 2 is starting to cook up a little bit. And I want to actually address one thing in particular, that this is kind of the reason for this video, is Nintendo likes to do these bundles. And I know this is not really some groundbreaking innovation here, and I know that PlayStation and Xbox do a lot of bundles as well, but I believe that Nintendo does it better than literally everyone else. And to really hammer home why they do it so much, you have to go back to the launch of the Switch 2, and they've done bundles forever. I know Wii Sports is one of the best-selling games of all time simply because it was bundled with a Wii console. But let's stick with the Switch 2 timeline just to make things go just a little bit faster. But to go back to April 2025, when the Switch 2 was getting all of this flack for being so expensive, there was one part of it that wasn't so bad, and one part that I think a lot of people were neglecting for a long time here is that there was a pretty good bundle for the Switch 2, and if you don't know what I'm speaking about, it's the Mario Kart World bundle that had, I think it was about $700 Canadian, I think it was 500 US, and the greatest part about it is that Mario Kart World was priced at about 110 Canadian dollars. It's ridiculous. It was absolutely insane. But buying the console with the bundle made Mario Kart World go from $110 to about 50, which is absolutely amazing. I think it was about 70, whatever it was. It was a huge chunk taken off of the cost there. And that's what Nintendo likes to do, is they make these bundles and they make them cheaper and cheaper so that you can actually afford this thing. And it really offset the cost of this, of that game that was coming out. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and justify it. $80 for Mario Kart World is still a robbery. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they didn't just make it 70 like every other thing. But you know what? Over the past year, I feel like Nintendo, believe it or not, has actually become the more consumer-friendly option with these bundles, and you're starting to see a lot more of them. And moving on into into the holiday season, they had a Pokemon Legends ZA bundle, which I don't know how well it sold, but I honestly believe that was a great call, because Pokemon is always going to sell well, period. It's just what I think it's bigger than Mario in terms of just the media franchise of it. The media appeal of it is just, it's massive. So when you start talking about a Pokemon bundle, that is absolutely going to sell very well. And I think, I know Switch 2 probably didn't sell as much as they were hoping in the holiday season, but if the Legends CA bundle didn't exist, I bet you that it would have been even worse for them. And again, they sell them at a bit of a discount. When you buy a Switch 2, you actually get the game at a bit of a discount. So if you were buying this console, you may as well go with the bundle. Now, it does suck that these aren't physical copies of the games, or it doesn't give you an option, but regardless, the fact that Nintendo is selling a consumer-friendly option to buy a console, while PlayStation and Xbox are just selling a hunk of junk for like $1 billion more than they were at launch, is a good thing. And given that, you know, a lot of the narrative around Nintendo is the fact that they've been very not consumer-friendly, the fact that they're doing these things that are arguably more consumer-friendly than the competition is phenomenal. Even a company like Steam had to increase the price of the Steam Deck by hundreds of dollars. Nintendo? They haven't had to do that just yet. Now, it could absolutely still happen, but the fact that it hasn't is a testament that Nintendo's holding firm at this price, and it's still high. But honestly, I think they're doing the best out of the 3 or 4, whatever. I think they're doing it best out of everybody. And this leads me into the next bundle that Nintendo did. And this is probably the best one that they have done, is they actually did a choose your own game one, where they actually gave you the choice between Pocopia, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Mario Kart World. So you could actually save even more money by buying this bundle. And this is by far the best bundle that they have. And I will bring it to the frickin' day I die, is this bundle absolutely shows how committed Nintendo is to making sure that their console isn't ridiculously expensive, doesn't price people out, and all of that. It's great. It was a great bundle for them to actually, it gave you quite a value. $50 to $70 it gave you in value if you went that route. And given that, again, console sales are just, they're not where they should be. They're not where they have been. And the fact that Nintendo keeps pushing out these bundles is great. And I'm not going to pretend that everything is all great with it, because Nintendo is actually discontinuing this bundle on August 31st. So again, if you're looking for a good bundle, then I would absolutely go out and buy that one while it is still available, because they are discontinuing it on August 31st. But you might be wondering, what is Nintendo replacing it with? And you know what? I'm not gonna, it's not better than what we have now. This is the best chance for you to get a Switch 2. The Choose Your Game bundle for 700 Canadian dollars is by far the best deal that you could possibly get right now to buy a Switch 2. But what Nintendo is replacing it after in August 31st was they are replacing it with the Mario Kart World bundle. I remember, I don't know if I made a video on this, but Nintendo got rid of the Mario Kart World bundle, but instead they are now bringing it back, which is great. But they are also doing another bundle for a new game, which is Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which is extremely interesting, actually, because that game is not a game that I thought would actually even get a bundle of any sort, because it's kind of, I know that Switch Sports on the original Switch sold very well, but I didn't think that this would be the game to warrant a entire Switch 2 bundle with. But Nintendo must, I mean, honestly, it makes, you know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, because given I brought up the Wii Sports Wii bundle, and that sold extremely well. So I guess Nintendo's kind of hoping that the Switch Sports Resort bundle's kind of gonna move the system just a little bit more as well. But I feel like Nintendo, again, is doing an incredible job with these bundles, and it's giving other people an incentive to buy the Switch 2. And I know that back when I got the console on launch day, I bought the Mario Kart World bundle to save quite a bit of money. And you know what, honestly, it's not a lot of money, but it is actually something. And in the economy right now, where everything is just ridiculous, like everything is so expensive, man. The fact that Nintendo is pushing out these offers while everyone else is just trying to charge you more is a really nice thing, and I will bring that to the grave. And the fact that, again, Nintendo is pushing these bundles out before they before they put this price increase into effect. Like, they announced this bundle back in, what, May? It's been a minute with this Choose Your Game bundle, and they've been giving people a lot of opportunities to go ahead and buy the console at a cheaper price and actually get a value out of it. And honestly, with how negative everything has been surrounding the gaming industry, any positive news is great. And if you haven't already and you are interested in getting a Switch 2, there literally is no better time to buy one than now. You can choose between Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and Pokemon Pocopia, which is, again, it's a killer deal. It's a really good deal. So, again, if you're looking for that, then make sure you pick up a Switch 2 before then. But, yeah, ladies and gents, let me know what you guys think of Nintendo actually being the most pro-consumer out of the big three in the comments below. And, yeah, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.